Hey guys, this is Pam with Cosmic Pepperini, and we're going to learn to crochet. I've had a lot of friends that have shown an interest in learning to crochet, but they really don't know where to start. And so I thought on our Facebook page, we could offer a series of not very sophisticated classes, as far as audio visuals go at least, that could help you get started. I am literally doing this with a laptop on my lap turned around backwards so I can barely see what's in the screen. So we'll see how this goes. I hope for what it misses in sophistication, it makes up for in helpfulness. So anyway, our very first lesson is going to be about the supplies you're going to need. You're going to need yarn, of course. I really think the Red Heart Super Saver yarn is a great starter yarn. It's a good weight. You can get it in any craft store. You can get it at Walmart. You can get it online for not a lot of money. It comes in a rainbow of colors, so it's a really good yarn for starters. And while we're talking about yarn, let's talk about size and weight of yarn. If you look on every yarn label, you're going to see this little box that has like yarn in a little skein, and it'll have a number. This is a number 4 or a medium yarn. Next to that, it will also give you a recommendation on crochet hook size. Not written in stone, it just gives you an idea of where to start. You could use a smaller hook for a tighter stitch or a larger hook for a looser stitch, but this is a good starting place for you. This yarn is 100% acrylic. Most of these reasonably priced craft store yarns are, but again, it's a real good place to start for beginners. Just to give you an idea of what another yarn label might look like, we have a super bulky yarn here. Can you see? Can you see the difference between those? Okay. So if we look at this label, since we're learning to read labels, you'll see here, this is a 6 or a super bulky. And you can also see that it gives the crochet hook. It also gives knitting needle suggestions, but your crochet hook suggestion there. So this is a really big chunky yarn. You can also find, and this is a yarn that I really like to use for my mermaid projects because it's got a texture, it's got a color variation to it that kind of gives you a surprise with each project you stitch. The color is a little bit different each time. And it has this texture. I do not recommend these yarns for beginners. The texture can really throw you off, and until you're really comfortable with your stitches, I suggest using a yarn that does not have a texture to it. Okay, but let's look at this label. This one's a little harder to find. It's down there somewhere. There we go. Can you see that? This is a size 5. And it's considered a bulky yarn. Again, the crochet hook and knitting needle suggestions for you. So there you go. Those are your yarns. You will also need a crochet hook. I love, love, love these Clover crochet hooks. They are soft touch crochet hooks, and I find that the hook's very smooth. The weight is good ergonomically. It feels good. I'm not paid by Clover to say that. I've just gone through a lot of crochet hooks in my life, and I've really found these to be my favorite. I stitch almost exclusively with these. If you're not going to buy a Clover crochet hook, then do get a good quality crochet hook. Do not be tempted by the super cheap ones because they're very difficult to crochet with. It can really discourage you, especially when you're learning. Just pass those by and invest in a good crochet hook. Now, what's the cost of this one? I think about $7.50. It seems like a lot for a crochet hook, but it's well worth the investment. Online, sometimes you can get them for as little as $5. Sometimes they're hard to find in craft stores. The Clover hooks are, at least, so I just generally order mine from Amazon. Okay, or Joann Fabric, I think, carries them in their online store. You will also need some scissors. Any scissors will do. If they will cut yarn, they're good enough. And for more sophisticated projects, you'll need some stitch markers. You will not need these right off the bat. I have about 200 stitch markers, so if you'll go onto our Facebook page, Cosmic Pepperini, and drop me a private message with your address, I'm happy to send you some stitch markers for free just to get you started. Okay? And one more thing you'll need is a yarn needle. It's a blunt needle. It's kind of a big needle. It's used to weave the tail of the yarn into the project once you're done. These are also made in plastic. I think the eye of the plastic hook is too big, so I do suggest the metal yarn needle. And you can find these in any craft store. Okay. If you are going to join us for our classes, and I hope you do, I would suggest maybe while you're at the craft store, pick up some 100% cotton yarn. And you can see the Sugar and Cream is the brand you'll normally find. You can find it in several colors. It is 100% cotton, made in the USA. Yay, USA. And I'm going to use white. Our first few lessons, we will actually do a little project. We'll do little face scrubbies. And I just think the white looks more spa-like. So I'm going to make my face scrubbies out of white. I am going to try to incorporate a little project into each lesson so that you can get inspired right off the bat. I think sometimes people just really get super bored with doing stitches just for practice. So I'm really going to start you out of the gate making something that's useful and that you could even make as gifts. Okay? All right, so those are the things you need for your very first classes. Again, you can find us at cosmicpepperini.com. We are on Etsy, and we also have a Facebook page, so do join us, and I hope you'll tune in for our classes. Also, I'd love to see anything you make. Download it to our Facebook page, and we'll brag about you. Thanks. Bye.